friends and fellow VEDSies. Today's day 5. Gonna try and film a few things today because it's like my only day off. Well, I have tomorrow off as well, of course. It's a Sunday, but Sunday is D&D day. Typically I have my late morning through afternoon game and my evening game with Caleb as the DM. I've mentioned this before, and obviously he's on a trip right now, a retreat, so we're not having our session, but I'm still very used to having Sundays filled with Dungeons and Dragons and also Res Life meetings, but that's way less interesting. And so, you know, I'm probably going to talk about how those sessions go, because, like, stuff happens. Every week, at least one of the games has something crazy happen. And, you know, I want to talk about it. But, you know, you guys need some context. I'm just going to ramble about my D&D characters to you. Or else I'll just be screaming and it'll make no sense. What the fuck is happening? So yeah, I know most people who do meet my D&D characters are cosplayers or artists or something. That kind of meet my D&D character video, but it'll still be nice. Alright, let's start. Let's cross because freeze. Alright, let's start with Evangeline Wagner. She is a level 4 ASMR Eldritch Knight, so Angel Babe who used sword and also magic and also rolling pin. She was born to just like a normal family, and everybody had a lot of ideas about what she was going to be. And there was a mage in town who was convinced that she was going to fulfill the prophecy where he failed, and he was going to train her. But he was like very Mr. Miyagi about it and was like, all right, we're going to do like years of just history and study and responsibility before we get close to teaching you a spell. So he died before he could teach her anything, but he was able to write her a letter of recommendation to the Adventuring Guild Venture's crest in the world, and so she was going to be sent there. She had this letter of recommendation. She was going to study under one of these old students. It was going to be great. It'll be fine, right? 16-year-old going off to study under a mage that she's never met. That's totally going to be fine. Well, she gets about halfway to the guild before she finds out that a plague has come through town, and her mother, her father, and her baby brother are all sick. I wrote this before everything happened. I wrote this backstory before everything happened. I wrote it before. But yeah, so being 16, she turned around and went home and took care of her parents and her brother, and her parents died. And so at that point she took her little brother Hans, grabbed her mother's rolling pin and a couple of books from the mage Bren's house before they burnt everything because plague. And she moved with this little baby to a big old city, where she was sort of adopted by these halfling folks who I still haven't named because oof, but essentially there's just like a middle-aged halfling couple who were just like, oh, you're a baby, we need to help you and essentially help her start a bakery. So so she knows how to bake because, yes, she's got her mom's rolling pin and some recipes, and they help her learn some halfling recipes so that she can be very marketable in this neighborhood, because basically she lives in the halfling equivalent of like Little Italy. We love to see it. But yeah, and so she basically raises her little brother, owning a business, and that's enough for her for a while. But then when Hans starts talking to a god, he, it's obvious that he's grown up and needs to go find what he's going to do with his life. And so he heads up to a monastery, and Evangeline's just like, I have no purpose in life. Right, there's a prophecy. I should figure out what the fuck I'm supposed to do with my life. Because she's like, I am 33 and I don't know what I'm doing. And so she sells the bakery to the neighbors and pinches her pennies to get to Venture's Crest and join the Adventuring Guild. But yeah, they're off doing adventures, meeting people, getting money, as Evangeline tries to figure out what the purpose of her life is. And it's great, and she's totally not overwhelmed or stressed out or desperate to find her purpose. She's fine. Fun fact, ASMR get a +2 bonus to charisma. Another fun fact, Evangeline has a charisma of 12. Fun fact, the next lowest charisma in the party is Oslo at 13. She gets a +2 to charisma and she's still the lowest. I love her so much. She's such a disaster. I've been told she's a keyleth by my friend James, not James F., my best friend, has told me that she's a keyleth. I'm not sure how much I agree because I still haven't seen campaign 1 and I've only read volume 1 of the comics. So, and then my other campaign. So the concept is essentially modern world fantasy, adventuring summer camp for teens. I love this so much. It's like Percy Jackson meets D&D. We love it. This is with some of the people I met on a Critical Role themed Discord. It's a great time. And the character I have there is Brina. Brina is a level 5 forest gnome, circle of the forest druid. She likes the forest. Her whole thing is she was adopted by humans, and so she is 14 years old and is 2.5 feet tall and 25 pounds of adorable. And so the folks have been a little protective of their baby girl. She's homeschooled and she is sheltered as shit. Yeah, no, she still doesn't know the word shit. Yeah, she's never heard that. So she doesn't really have a ton of friends or life experience or anything like that. And the only thing she really has is camping with her dad. Her dad feels really guilty about the fact that she's 14 and still hasn't said, like, even damn. That he understands that they have kind of fucked up their child. Mom's not quite on the same page. They're getting a divorce. Brina does not know this. She's just very excited that she's getting to go to her very first summer camp and is blissfully unaware of that. And there are monsters at camp. There aren't supposed to be monsters at camp. How are these monsters getting to camp? Apparently, according to last session, the answer is a the kids are having a time processing all of this. Yeah, they're not having the best time. Brina killed a guy last session. Again, she hasn't said damn, but she killed somebody. Y'all, I love my little girl, but she's in so much trouble. She's not okay. But yeah, those are my characters. So if tomorrow's video is just me screaming about something that happened to Brina or what Brina did, or you know, next week or the week after you hear some rambling about Evangeline, there's context for that. Alright, well, I'm gonna try and film a little more because it's so nice out here, and might as well try and get a few videos out. This is running a little long, so hopefully I'll be able to edit it down to a reasonable amount.